Good morning. This is Waqas Khan with the 8th Alif USA TechCAST. We bring you the real movers and shakers in engineering, technology, finance, and academia on the most critical topics. Today's guest is a pleasure to introduce Raana Imtiaz Khan Saab. He is the EVP of Investment Banking at Joseph Stone Capital. Assalamu alaikum, Rana
Hey,
Saab.
Rasan. Thanks for having me. I don't think, I earned it, but thank you for having me and look forward to the conversation.
आपकी बड़ाई है, you definitely earned it. तो इम्तियाज, आप पहले ज़रा सा अपने बारे में बताइए कि आपकी परवरिश, आपकी पर्सनल फैमिली लाइफ, हाउ यू
Yeah,
ग्रू अप, उसके बारे में ज़रा सा कुछ बताइए.
yeah, I'm originally from Lahore.
जी.
My parents in Model Town, Lahore, and we three brothers, one sister, and my father was a politician, so he was,
अच्छा.
yeah, so he was part of legislature, assembly, and so there was a lot of excitement at home, and so it was always debates,
Right.
conversation. So yeah, interesting था.
हम्म.
And I went to local public school,
जी.
and वहाँ उस वक्त we had the metric exam.
Right.
So I had a position like third position in board.
Very good.
Yeah, so that was उसके बाद as you know उस वक्त अभी शायद change हो गया. उस वक्त like once you do your metric or A level, there's two paths. Either you go to science or you go to arts, or जो science में गया है, then you have two choices, medical or non-medical, like engineering.
Right.
And it was basically that was the only path.
Right.
तो diversification हो गया, change हो गया. उस वक्त तो हम भी उसी path पे वहां से मेट्रो के बाद एफएससी गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज लाहौर,
Government College Lahore.
या वहां से एफएससी करके फिर इंजीनियरिंग यूनिवर्सिटी. And that was a fun time. Engineering university, actually, I was in electrical engineering,
अच्छा.
and like I think a lot have changed. उस वक्त आपको पता नहीं होता था कि आप कब graduate होंगे. That was the
Right.
time.
Right.
Yeah, like
तो आपका कौन सा साल था, इम्तियाज?
85
85.
electrical.
So you were 85 electrical. Okay.
जी जी जी
So आप डिविजनल पब्लिक स्कूल मॉडल
जी
टाउन
जी जी
और फिर गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज रावियन एंड देन यू वेंट
yeah.
टू यूटी. तो आपने कैसे डिसाइड किया बिटवीन इंजीनियरिंग एंड मेडिसिन? हाउ डिड यू डिसाइड?
So I just said that it was not much of the decision, right?
जी.
Medical, I was not strong heart नहीं था. Stay with the blood and everything.
right.
The safe choice के engineering कर लें जी.
ठीक ठीक.
That was basically, but where we end up today, उस वक्त आप उसको तो पता ही नहीं है, like उस वक्त हम बेड चाल में होते हैं सारे,
right
एक ही लाइन में लगे हुए.
हाँ.
So yeah, that's what the driver behind.
वेरी गुड. सो आपने पढ़ाई कर ली, यू बेसिकली नाउ यू एंटर यूईटी, नई जगह है, मोर फ्रीडम,
Yeah.
यूनिवर्सिटी लाइफ. हाउ डिड यू फाइंड इट?
University life, I think that was one of the best time, especially if I was in boarding in university, living
ओके.
at A Hall, then Qaid Azam Hall,
अच्छा.
Qasim Hall, and then lastly New Hall. And you really, the people who, I'm sure a lot of people experience that.
Hmm.
That's totally a different institution. Daytime is a different institution. The people who live there, for them, it turned into be a different institution because it kind of become, you live there, it's part of your people, are your part of your family. Mess में people serve you is just like your. So it's a totally close circle, close net family system, and you enjoy really, really experience the university life. तो
Hmm.
यूनिवर्सिटी लाइफ फ्रीडम बहुत थी, यू राइट, एकदम नॉन फ्रीडम से टोटल फ्रीडम. So, it took a while to kind of channelize it and bring under control.
Right.
लेकिन है कि university period was very kind of uh, was very like interesting period. Nobody's forcing you to go to class. Like
Right.
it's just like your own responsibility and your own passion. कि आपने क्लास अटेंड करनी है, आपने परफॉर्म करना है, like
Right.
so this individual responsibility was kind of a different phase of life.
Very good, very good. So, आप यूनिवर्सिटी में आ गए हैं. You just said you were a good academic person. So, आप यूनिवर्सिटी में आप, as you said, open responsibility, self-driven,
Yeah,
and now first year में आप हैं, and electrical engineering आप पढ़ रहे हैं. So, you are dealing with Thiraja and all of those things. वो किताबें पढ़ रहे हैं, and you
yeah,
basically are going through it. So, as your journey continued यूनिवर्सिटी में 4 साल, दोस्त भी बन गए आप, बल्कि हॉस्टल में रह रहे हैं, विच इज इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज आप तो
right.
लाहौर मॉडल टाउन के
Thank
आदमी
you.
हैं,
Yeah,
नॉट अ डे स्कॉलर. सो दैट वाज आल्सो अ डिफरेंट डील. मोस्ट
yeah,
पीपल वुड नॉट डू इट, बट यू डिड इट दैट वे.
yeah. Because uh, my father was traveling a lot,
अच्छा.
so like they decided it's good to have a stability. तो
राइट.
मैं फिर boarding में आ गया.
राइट. राइट.
And well, but going back to the uh, first year, कि ये और भी एक्सपीरियंस था कि there's two segment. एक जो जो क्लासों में जाना चाहते हैं,
राइट.
और दूसरा एग्जाम देना चाहते हैं, और दूसरा एक क्लास जो हमेशा एग्जाम डिले कराना चाहते हैं, क्लासें नहीं. And it was mostly they were the winner, most of the time. So that was very frustrating. I remember we have a chemistry exam. So I went to do exam and found out कि उन्होंने postpone करवा दिया कुछ लोगों ने exam. So I'm saying those were the time. I'm sure it's not
नहीं,
like
आपका यूनिक नहीं एक्सपीरियंस था, ये सारे के सारों के साथ ही ये होता था. और आई थिंक many of us resisted that
yeah,
in our own ways, in many of those things. I guess uh, वो यंग यूथ की खून गर्म होता है तो वो
yeah.
कुछ और चीजों में लगे रहते थे अपने. बट इवेंचुअली
But those
ऑब्जेक्टिव
people,
तो पढ़ना है.
same those people became amazingly well. Doctors, they did
राइट.
PhDs. Something. You're right. उस वक्त it's just like it's not that they don't have ambition, but
राइट.
they're just like in a different mode. So mode then जब ठीक हो जाता है, so they all successful. They all did well in their
राइट.
lives. So yeah, but that was a frustrating period कि हमेशा, and you don't have a clarity कि आपकी ग्रेजुएशन कब होगी. Is
बिल्कुल.
moving target,
मूविंग
right?
टर्न.
So
या.
so the second year में I got an opportunity to, there was a program used to call Canada World Youth Program.
ओके.
The second year में I opted for that, and I was away for 6 months.
अच्छा.
तो वो प्रोग्राम ऐसे स्ट्रक्चर होता है कि 3 महीने आप group of people selected from here universities and Canada, you go there and do a lot of volunteer project in Canada and then come back. And we were in Balochistan and do the same in Pakistan. We bring all the Canadians with
अच्छा.
us. So that was very interesting. I would say expanding the horizon, exposure in other country, culture. living early on, and then यहाँ आना Pakistan में deal with all those cultural shock for those people,
Right.
navigate them. So वो अच्छा experience था during university period, so.
Sure. No, that must have been interesting. तो आप कनाडा क्या टोरंटो गए?
We were actually, Toronto was the center, but they send you in communities,
Communities,
which is
okay.
outskirts. Like it's like within 100 miles from the Toronto, and different communities, and it was mostly like social. I was the teacher in a school. Some were, like doing some other stuff. So, it was. I think I learned a lot, and that time it was very kind of critical for your growth. Okay?
Right.
Confidence, like that's one thing. Growing up, we always have these hesitation, express our feelings, how to express, how to talk. So when you go and teach and deal with foreign country, that was a very helpful experience for me.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. सो आपने पहले 2 साल में ये कर लिया, बट देन डिड यू देन कंटिन्यू या उसके बाद आप कनाडा चले गए?
No. I came back, finished 6 months,
अच्छा.
and then joined. Like I was a semester behind, so
राइट.
I वो catch up किया, और उसके बाद rest of the 2 year, focus on schooling, university का lot of events, enjoyed university life, cricket खेली, so I was playing squash in the sports complex.
स्पोर्ट
It
कॉम्प्लेक्स.
was, having chai at Bole ki canteen, and that was great times.
या वो यूनिवर्सिटी के हमारे ये आई थिंक शेयर्ड एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं कई लोगों के.
जी जी जी.
क्रिकेट खेलना, अगर कोई स्क्वाश खेलता था तो वहाँ पे कॉम्प्लेक्स में
Yeah,
जाना,
yeah.
यू नो लाइब्रेरी के सामने बस का पॉइंट था,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
कैंटीन.
Yeah. So it was like, I think that period we call as the golden period for life, because एक तो हमारे पास एक्सपेंस जो खर्चा वर्चा टाइट होता था, राइट,
हम्म.
और एम्बिशन बहुत बड़े बड़े होते थे,
बिल्कुल.
राइट. तो पॉकेट और माइंड मिलते नहीं थे, तो वो हमेशा यही स्ट्रगल रहती थी, पर वी स्टिल एंजॉयड इट, राइट. लाइक उसके वी यूज्ड टू टेक school class trips, like
राइट.
northern areas. I remember each year as a full class, we used to go. It was so much fun and memories. I sometimes look at those pictures and just like 30 years. It was amazing, like.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. नो
So,
दिस, या गो
go
अहेड.
ahead.
नहीं,
Go
नहीं,
ahead.
नहीं.
No, I just like, but tell you, like, it was frustrating. A lot of time exam got delayed, so
हम्म.
that I didn't want to stay there. So I uh, wanted to get out, and I had a graduate program in UVA. So अभी रिजल्ट आया नहीं था, तो I just came to UVA
ओके.
from an engineering master.
मास्टर्स.
But तो यहाँ से वो मैं कहता हूँ ना, लाहौर स्ट्रीट टू वॉल स्ट्रीट.
लाहौर स्ट्रीट टू वॉल स्ट्रीट, हाँ, दैट्स अ ग्रेट टैग लाइन. तो लाहौर स्ट्रीट से वॉल स्ट्रीट पे आ गए आप, तो आप अभी आए हैं.
So
यू
अभी
केम
मैं
इन
UVA में आया हूँ. Yeah.
हाँ.
So the journey जो है ना,
हाँ.
this second phase of life starts from UVA.
ओके.
UVA में I did 2 semesters and then realized that I'm not an engineer. Like
ओके.
I
ओके.
have, like I can work as an engineer. Like हमने पढ़ी engineering सारा कुछ किया,
राइट.
लेकिन जब यहाँ आए, we got exposed to so many other things. So जो exposure था, so my interest gravitated towards finance. So I kind of looking into uh, uh, like wealth management, investment banking, how these, like I was interested in companies, how these companies operate. तो ये एक्साइटिंग था, लेकिन सब कोई डायरेक्शन नहीं थी कि
Hmm.
तो आफ्टर 1 year I just kind of dropped out from UVA and came to New York. I had a few friends here, and that was interesting. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I said, I'm taking a pause. So I came to soul searching, to came from my soul searching.
Hmm.
And that was kind of, I call it a janitor phase, you know.
ठीक.
So उस phase में, I think uh, you really, I went through everything, like I went through real struggle. I went to desperation. I went to, giving up. I went to, so that period was a real period that make the character who you are and, what you're capable and how much you could take it. So, I did all kinds of jobs to art jobs, other jobs. Uh, so, and just at the same time trying to find a direction. I was kind of not telling my parents, and I just like, oh, I'm doing this, trying to get away. But eventually, it took.
आई थिंक कनेक्शन का मसला हुआ थोड़ा सा. यस. सो नाउ आपकी जो चीज हुई कि आपने एक करेजियस चीज की, बिकॉज नॉर्मली पीपल विल से यार मेरे माँ बाप ने पैसा दे के मुझे
Yeah,
यहाँ भेजा है, मैंने इंजीनियरिंग करनी है, मैं यूनिवर्सिटी वर्जीनिया में पढ़ रहा हूँ, लेकिन ये कि मुझे ये चीज़ पसंद नहीं आ रही. But a lot of people will just go through it irrespective of it. But and some other people will say, यार आप क्या कर रहे हैं? लेकिन ये क्या, you had the temerity and the fortitude to try to do this, uh, try to find a path that was more in line with what your thinking was. So, और उसमें शुरू में तो स्ट्रगल होती है,
जी
ये
जी जी.
चीजें तो हो रही हैं. So आप न्यूयॉर्क में हैं, you're trying to figure out what you're doing, and then how did you find the path?
But I'm saying, okay, it wasn't easy to even leaving. Yeah, I have the same thoughts. क्या कर रहे हैं पैसे ये वो, and like
Right,
it.
right,
But at the same time, then you realize that you only have one life to live.
right,
So because I always thought if I couldn't find my passion or like calling, so I'll come and finish my work.
right.
That was kind of backup plan or
Backup
no
plan.
plan.
Yeah.
So I was in New York and like uh, luckily I had a friend from Pakistan, Lahore. Uh, I was staying with him. Like he was graduate. He was working in engineering. He was in engineering, and then so I started meeting some people in New York, professional. There was a professional organization called Pakistani Professionals. So somehow I kind of end up there, met one or two, and automatically, like start meeting people, and then got an idea that I need to go to business school.
Okay.
So that kind of pivoted me to the where I am today. So I went to Stern NYU Business School for 2 years, full time, from 96 to 98. Uh,
ठीक.
so that was another experience, because I was studying engineering was totally different than studying business, and the people were different because in engineering school, most of the people just came from undergrad. And here, most of the people were experienced, coming from work, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year experience. So, it's just very difficult for me to come in, make my spot, but like eventually, I got adjusted, and NYU was good. Through that, we did some Asia trips. Through that, some European trip, and a lot of activities during the school. But again, the pivot to the Wall Street happened there because during the 2 year you have to do an internship. So मेरी internship Merrill Lynch में होगी investment banking में.
Okay.
Summer of '97.
Hmm.
तो मैंने वो की और then they got you get an offer. So after graduation, May '98, so I started working with Merrill Lynch investment banking.
Hmm.
So वहाँ से, like now you practically start working in investment banking.
Hmm.
And so I was there until like 2000, 2002. और इस दौरान में a lot of things happened, as you know. 9/11 happened, that changed the whole parameter.
Hmm.
We had a dot-com bubble,
Yes.
all these dot-com, so we were dealing with, like not a friendly environment while living in this country that time.
Hmm. तो आप जो हैं अब न्यूयॉर्क में हैं, यू यू NYU इज अ reputed school, वहाँ से ग्रेजुएट किया. Merrill Lynch is a reputed organization. You have changed your career path. Other troubles happened. Zeitgeist की troubles थी, हमारे सारों के around थी.
जी जी,
And New York was the center of it.
center of it.
So now you've seen many transitions at that time. 2001, 2002 में आप जहाँ पे हैं, बहुत सारे हालात बदले हैं. But at least you have found your footing. You have your job. You're working in an area which is more in line with what you wanted to do. I expect. उसके बाद, how did you think about your future at that time?
So yeah, so Merrill, so I met one of the CEO of a boutique investment bank,
Okay.
and somehow he convinced me to join him.
Okay.
But that was another kind of leap of faith, leaving Merrill Lynch and joining a small firm.
Right.
But that was another that pivot was another great experience because it's called Windsor Street Capital. So
Okay.
I left Merrill Lynch and joined the firm, and it was totally entrepreneurial.
Hmm.
So you have to do everything yourself, but you have to identify the deal, execute the deal. So I think I learned my real training happened in that firm because you were just thrown and you had to figure out everything yourself. Not like Merrill, I was an associate. So Merrill, one deal, there's two MD, two director, associate, then analyst. Here you are analyst, you're the associate, you're the MD. So I'm saying it was a different culture shock, but it was an amazing learning experience. I was doing a lot of deals in China. They were focusing on China, and we did a lot of funding in China. Today I must have raised over $2-3 billion in investment banking deals. I worked on some famous deal at Home Network. उस वक्त जब बबल में था, some real estate deal. So that entrepreneurial experience kind of give you really made me the real banker. because today, whatever I learned, my partner was he was a mentor, so he taught me everything. He was a senior guy. He learned in the business. So uh, although everything was new, because it's a smaller firm and more challenges, but there was more opportunities. So we all did well in that infrastructure. And 2018, we merged that firm, what is today, Joseph
चले
Stone.
अभी मैं वापस जाता हूँ क्योंकि ये तो बहुत ज्यादा आपने बहुत काम की बातें
वो
बताई।
सर कर दिए।
हाँ, वो तो अब मैं वापस इसलिए जाता हूँ कि आप मेरिल लिंच में काम कर रहे हैं। मेरिल लिंच में एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हायरार्किकल स्ट्रक्चर है, यू आर पार्ट ऑफ दैट स्ट्रक्चर, एंड यू आर डूइंग अ स्पेसिफिक थिंग बिकॉज आप बड़ी कंपनी में काम करते हो, एक चीज दे देते हैं कि भाई
Yeah,
ये अच्छी तरह से कर लो, यू नो।
बिल्कुल।
तो अब आपने दो डिसीजन लिए। मेरिल लिंच बड़ी कंपनी है, नोन, एवरीबडी नोज इट। आपके पास एक साहब आते हैं, आई डोंट नो हाउ मच यू नो हिम, बट ही इज गॉट अ बुटीक फर्म, वो कह रहा है कि मेरे पास आके ज्वाइन कर लो। तो देयर इज अ लीप ऑफ फेथ दैट हैज टू हैपन। सो अगेन देयर इज अ कैपेबिलिटी टू से यार मैंने चांस लेना है या मैंने चांस नहीं लेना। सो सो दिस इज द सेकंड टाइम यू ऑप्टेड टू गो डू समथिंग out of the box. So
Yeah.
that tells me that you are a gambler by nature a little bit, but you bet on yourself. So those are both good quantities. मैं ये चीजें इस पैराए में इसलिए कर रहा हूं कि यंग लोगों को
Yes.
दिखाना है कि कैसे कैसे सोचा जाता है ऐसे अपनी जिंदगी के खास जगहों पे, बिकॉज
Right.
a decision one way or the other changes your life trajectory.
Yeah, but at the same time, message to our friend is that you have to take calculated risk,
Yes,
right?
calculated is the underlying message.
Yeah. So ये नहीं है कि I left Punjab and so this is a boutique firm, but still an investment banking
Investment banking.
established firm. So you
Yes.
said okay, and at the same time, what I was pitched, it was very exciting, like entrepreneurial experience. And
Right.
Merrill, as you said, we were one segment. Our job is prepare a pitch book, look at the numbers, double check. And here, you're running the deal, you're
Mhm.
negotiating.
Yes.
And Merrill, you're not even talking to the client, right? Because
You're
there's
in the
like,
back office, यहाँ पे तो आप टेबल पे बैठे हैं।
yes, yes.
Yes.
So that was so you kind of evaluated yourself and said, I could do that. That'd be a good, exciting thing to do. So you take in life calculated risk, and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. And you realize what position you are, you could take a risk. I was single,
Mm.
graduated, have no responsibility.
Right.
But that's the best time to take risks. So to our friends who coming in the field, they should take all the risk calculated early on their life, because बाद में बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. When you have families, when then you're restricted by so many other circumstances.
बहुत 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 अहम बात की है आपने यंग लोगों के लिए, सोचने के लिए कि भाई जब आप छड़े हैं, जब आप अकेले
Yeah,
हैं, आपके पास टू लूज कम है। अगर
जी जी.
बीवी बच्चे आ गए या आपके शौहर आ गए, बच्चे हो गए, देन इट बेसिकली बिकम्स टफर। नाउ इट्स अ डिफरेंट डायनामिक बिकॉज उस वक्त आपके पास रिसोर्सेज प्रॉब्ली ज्यादा हो जाती हैं, बट बोथ बोथ वेज आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लेसन। तो अब आप एक बुटीक कंपनी में हैं, यू आर डूइंग डील्स ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड,
Yeah.
यू आर ऑन द टेबल निगोशिएटिंग थिंग्स। सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट रियली एक्साइटेड यू, आपको ये वाला लाइफस्टाइल पसंद था।
Yeah. And like the last couple of years give me an opportunity to uh, kind of do few, as you say, pay it forward. So I'm very much interested in environment.
Hmm.
So like I've done some work in sustainability. Uh, I've written 2 books on
Very good.
sustainability uh,
Excellent.
and environment. I'm working on some other project. I have a blog on sustainability and environment. So this is kind of my passion to create, leave a better world. So whatever you could contribute in your capacity. So, that's kind of one of my passions right now. So I'm beside work, like I'm focusing on, I'm part of some organization. We have, I do seminars, I travel on this, environment subject.
That's
It's
very
not, right now it's not a good subject.
हाँ वो आजकल का जमाना अमेरिका में फर्क है
Yeah,
बट
yeah,
इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एलिमेंट
yeah,
अब हम वापस आते हैं सो आप एक बुटीक कंपनी है यू डूइंग डील्स इन चाइना यू डूइंग डील्स इन अमेरिका यू लर्निंग फ्रॉम दिस जेंटलमैन हु इज योर मेंटोर
yes,
साथ काम कर रहे हैं और वो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप सिचुएशन ऐसी होती है कि आप यू नो खिड़कियां भी साफ कर रहे हैं और आप सारी डील की पूरी पिच बुक भी बना रहे हैं सारा कुछ
yes.
कर रहे हैं सो दिस इज ग्रेट सो यू डिड दैट फ्रॉम 2002 टू व्हाट 2018
Yeah, 2018.
so 16 years of running
Yes.
your own enterprise as a
So yeah,
coach.
I was the CEO for that company, like for 3 years, and so we merged back in 2018.
Okay.
So now I had investment banking
Hmm.
and business development currently, and we were, since this war happened, things kind of a little bit slowed down. Otherwise, there was a lot of activity in the market.
Hmm. ठीक ठीक सो उसके बाद डिसीजन अभी एक और यंग लोगों को एक और लेसन
Yeah.
मैं चाहता हूं कि आपकी जिंदगी से अब लोग सीख रहे हैं तो
So
सीखें सो व्हेन यू रनिंग अ सक्सेसफुल कंपनी एंड आप यू डूइंग योर थिंग एक टाइम पे आपका डिसीजन आता है कि आपने किसी के साथ अपनी कंपनी बेचनी है या
yeah.
मर्ज करना है उसका डिसीजन मेकिंग थॉट प्रोसेस जरा समझाएं लोगों को
Yeah, that's not difficult. That's not easy. Very difficult
वेरी डिफिकल्ट
because when you have to sell yourself or you have to merge, uh, uh, like you have to see the greater good.
राइट
If you just see direct benefit, you will never do that because you are in charge right now. You the boss. You make the decisions, and when you merge with another, firm, that kind of goes away. Now there's a different board of director. Now there's a different role. You're not the person who approve everything. If you decide you want to do this deal, you have to run by another group. So, but it's a better capitalized firm. You could do bigger deals because two firms together, we could do bigger deals. We've been doing bigger deals. So as I said, it's definitely a step down for personally because of the decision making process, but a greater good. So you have to decide you care about yourself more or greater good. But this point of my career and life, I thought greater good is good than by myself, just thinking of myself. So I think that's a decision factor that is what's good for the firm, what's good for everybody.
ओके वेरी गुड वेरी गुड अच्छा तो अब आप नई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आ गए हैं एंड दिस इज 2018 उसके बाद फिर हाउ डिड दैट प्रोग्रेस
It's been good. Like as I say, we're building, we making few more acquisition,
राइट
are busy. But as I said, at previous firm, I was 24/7. I was doing this.
बस
Here now I do, few things that close to my heart.
Right.
I've been writing. I'm more involved in things because there are people who could take care of some things beside
Right.
myself. So
Right.
I have more time to do sustainability, environment, some like mentoring other people, uh, and some work that not only for business, like is beyond business, some
Very good.
social. So so I think it's been going well so far.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। सो इम्तियाज साहब, अब हम आते हैं, हमने आपकी लाइफ स्टोरी सुन ली। अब हम ये चाह रहे हैं कि अब आपके एक्सपीरियंस से फायदा उठाया जाए। अब पहली बात ये है कि आप, मेरे पास अब कुछ सवाल भी आने शुरू हो गए हैं। आई एम गोना गो टू देम इन अ फ्यू मिनट्स, बट बिफोर आई डू दैट, आप यंग लोगों को, एंड ऑब्वियसली प्राइमरी ऑडियंस इज इंजीनियर्स
जी
आउट ऑफ
जी।
यूपी, बट देयर आर अदर्स, राइट? सो यंग लोगों का आपका मैसेज क्या है? आपकी
Yeah.
लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस से आप क्या मैसेज देना चाहते हैं?
You know, I was thinking through that, and you know, I was writing some few things, and the most important thing like looking at engineering, and I was part of my, so I felt the most important skill set which we lack is communication.
Hmm.
We're very good at what we do, but we're not good at expressing and communicating with others. And until you are able to do that, nobody knows how good you are,
राइट।
right? So,
इंपॉर्टेंट लेसन है, इंपॉर्टेंट
so,
लेसन है।
so मेरा एक सबसे बड़ा मैसेज ये है कि learn how to communicate and learn and get confidence communicating.
Right.
ये हमें ना हाई स्कूल में बताते हैं ना कॉलेज में बताते हैं. This is a most important topic, that whatever you learn, how do you communicate? How do you tell somebody? And basic, how do you resolve a conflict? How do you respond? Somebody is mad. How do you respond to that? So we lack these basic social skills, which is critical. So my advice to you, to beside your study, focus on how to communicate, how to deal with conflicts, how to address small issues. But I can't emphasize, because I went through it and I learned on the job. But I'm telling you, that's number one. And then failures in life, you get so many failures. The failures, you shouldn't get disappointed. I say fail fast and fail forward. Just is a number that what is not good for you, or is you cross and move forward. Lesson learned from the failure, instead of mulling over and always be learning. There's the famous book, Stephen Covey, Seven Habits of Highly Effective. So there's one clause is sharpen your saw. That means you constantly learning, constantly, every day. Learning should never end. Every day you should be learning. Like, although you're engineer, but AI came. So we should learn about AI. We should be learning about any other topic, history, philosophy. Always be learning, because when you learn, it shows in your communication, it shows your confidence, and the confidence is the only thing that sells everywhere.
यस, यस, यस। हाँ, हमारे प्रेसिडेंट से सीख लें, अमेरिका के जो प्रेसिडेंट हैं इस वक्त,
जी जी,
100% कॉन्फिडेंस।
कॉन्फिडेंस.
अच्छा, अब हम, जो आपने दो बहुत अहम बातें की, एक and this is, I think, important for the young people to learn, कि अपने आप को स्ट्रेच करेंगे, फेलियर होगा, लेकिन फेलियर जल्दी जल्दी करना है और उसे जल्दी जल्दी सीखना है, और उसके बारे में इमोशनल नहीं होना, उससे सीख के आगे बढ़ना है. आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लेसन. हमारे यंग लोगों के लिए बहुत अहम बात आपने की,
बिल्कुल।
कि ये फेल क्विकली, लर्न फ्रॉम इट एंड इम्प्रूव योर सेल्फ. सो आई थिंक ये अहम बात एक हुई. दूसरा ये कि अगर आप आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और आप अ, अब आप इंजीनियरिंग के आदमी थे, स्ट्रक्ट इंजीनियरिंग में आपको ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर, डेडलाइंस, ऑल ऑफ दैट काइंड ऑफ स्टफ
जी।
तो होता ही है. लेकिन अब आप एक दूसरी दुनिया में आ गए. उसमें से आपको लगा कि कौन सी स्किल्स ट्रांसफर हुई, और थिंग्स दैट गेट इनहेंस्ड इन 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 योर मेकिंग डील्स, डूइंग ऑल ऑफ दैट, ये बताइए.
I think I would say the basic core learning experiences from UET,
या
right?
या
Everything we learn, like I was in MBA because of that degree we
वेरी
had,
या
right? And all we learned in the electrical engineering organization, how these uh, 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 how these companies work in electronics, innovation, is all helped because university may there was a lot of focus on future, how these world gonna evolve,
राइट.
and so that mindset definitely helped here, and uh, all the professor shows you uh, we learn dedication to our profession, dedication to learning, dedication to contributing. That all transform into you and is still working till today. And one thing that I just want to add on, okay, there's no time, as I said early on, when you're single, you could try a lot of things and you could pivot your career anytime, but don't take long. For example, uh, my example, I left engineering, but I made this decision at the right time, not like I'm working 4 years for engineering and then say, oh, I'm bored now. That's not right for you and people who depend on you. So make those decisions early on, take calculated risk, and give your 200%.
Right.
Be consistent. Whatever you do, you have to be consistent. Every day, whatever you do, you have to be consistent.
Very good. So mindset, ability to pivot, to think things through, but make decisions. चीजें
Yeah,
करनी है.
on the right time.
अच्छा. अच्छा, अब आप ग्लोबली काम करते हैं, बिजनेसेस के साथ डील करते हैं, कंपनियां खरीदते बेचते हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट डायनामिक करते हैं. अब आप ये बताइए, एक सवाल हमारे पास आया कि पाकिस्तान के हालात जो आजकल हैं, अगले 5-10 साल में यंग लोग कुछ तो और जगहों पे चले जाएंगे, बट जो कुछ लोग वहां पे भी काम करेंगे, राइट? तो उनके बारे में व्हाट आर द एरिया, व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट दे शुड बी थिंकिंग अबाउट in the modern world that is evolving, as you say?
Yes, you know, AI is the number one right now. All growth is coming from AI in US. So जब पिछला ग्रोथ फेज आया था ई कॉमर्स का, टेक्नोलॉजी का, so Pakistan acted as a hub, back end hub, very customer service companies, like IT business. So we were supporting that growth at some level. Now is AI, everything is AI. So this is an opportunity for us. As you understand that too, because working on that AI lab in UET, this is, like all, if we could equip ourselves, our new generation in this field, we'll be able to again support this growth uh, and be more and create more innovative stuff in Pakistan.
वेरी गुड। नहीं, ये बहुत बहुत अहम बात है, और ये यंग बच्चों को हम भी सिखा रहे हैं। अलिफ यूएसए इज डूइंग ट्रेनिंग, एंड एज वेल एज नाउ वी एस्टैब्लिशिंग ए लैब जिसमें माशाल्लाह यू गोना हेल्प आउट एज वेल। बट ये बहुत अहम चीज़ है यंग लोगों के लिए कि दुनिया बहुत तेज़ी से बदल रही है, और इस वक्त इतनी बड़ी जो इकॉनमी है, 20 ट्रिलियन 28 ट्रिलियन डॉलर की,
Yeah,
वो सारा का सारा बेट जो है एआई के ऊपर हो रहा है।
AI.
अगर आप नहीं करेंगे और ना सीखेंगे तो आप बहुत पीछे रह जाएंगे। सो ये चीज़ जो है सारे यंग बच्चों को अपने दिमाग में लेनी है। ये नहीं मतलब कि सिर्फ जाके एआई करें, अपनी जो भी एरिया है उसके अंदर एआई का इस्तेमाल बहुत ज़रूरी है आप सबके लिए, बिकॉज वो आपको एक टूल है जो को बेहतर करता है हर चीज़ में। सो दैट्स अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट मैसेज फ्रॉम फ्रॉम आवर गेस्ट टुडे। अच्छा, अब थोड़ा सा ये भी आते हैं कि आपने एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप भी की, बिकॉज आपने एक कंपनी बनाई
जी।
अपने हाथ के जोर से। उसके एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में यंग लोगों को क्या मैसेज देंगे कि भाई हाउ टू थिंक थ्रू, अगर कोई
Yes.
अपनी चीज बनाना चाहते हैं तो हाउ डू दे थिंक अबाउट दैट?
You know, entrepreneurship is totally different than going working for somebody. Totally different. Risk profile. So the people who have the drive to be entrepreneur, they should think through an idea which will create value. So first of all, whichever idea you want to launch, or make sure what value that create. Even if you taking on an existing idea is already out there, but if you could make it better, so mean like you could create better value, first of all. So number one, what value you're going to create. Number two, have some money lined up. Okay. Don't just jump in, because I've seen hundreds of people who just start without any planning, and then 3-4 months when they run out whatever money they have, and they end up, they can't get any more money because business is not in a shape, prototype is not built, and everything's gone, and they move on. So bad planning, being an entrepreneur, is not going to work. So you have to come with an idea that creates value. Then before, have some money, friends and family, like anybody, any senior, reach out and present your idea and get some money lined up, so you don't have to leave in the middle. At least see some kind of result, have enough money, 6 months to 1 year, so you could see the idea could shape up.
ठीक है, वेरी गुड।
And work with good people.
यस, दैट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एलिमेंट। हैव द राइट पार्टनर, वो
Yes.
ये बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है। आपको अच्छा पार्टनर मिल गया, आपके लिए मेंटोर भी बन गया, दैट्स अ
Yeah.
ग्रेट एडवांटेज। जो लोग नहीं हैं, सही लोगों के साथ जाते, तो इट बेसिकली इज अ बिग प्रॉब्लम, बिकॉज यू आर स्पेंडिंग मोर टाइम विद देम देन यू आर
Yeah.
विद योर फैमिलीज, एंड अगर वो सही नहीं है किसी भी मामले में, then it basically becomes a big problem. So I think it's a very important decision. Just
No,
like
there have to be alignment between, like same objective, and alignment of you and your partner or people you work with. Otherwise, it never works.
very good. Yeah, I think those are excellent messages. आई थिंक हमने बहुत सारी चीज़ें कवर कर ली। एंड आपकी लाइफ स्टोरी लोगों को पता चली, आपके मैसेजेस यंग लोगों को भी मिले। तो आई थिंक दिस इज अ ग्रेट tribute to the stuff that you've done, and how that could be a sort of like a view for others to emulate. तो बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया इम्तियाज, आपकी ग्रेट थॉट्स और
थैंक
पर्सपेक्टिव्स
यू।
का। हमारी नई टेक कास्ट नंबर 9 जून 3 2026 को जनाब अनवर पाशा साहब के साथ होगी, हु इज़ अ गुरु ऑन इलेक्ट्रिकल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम्स। उनके साथ 3 जून को मुलाकात होगी। आप लोग प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करें अलिफ यूएसए के चैनल को ऑन सोशल मीडिया, यूट्यूब वगैरह पे। हर तरीके से आखिर में मैं एक शेर से ख़त्म करता हूँ। आज का शेर जनाब असदुल्ला गालिब साहब का है कि रगों में दौड़ने फिरने के हम नहीं कायल, जब आंख ही से ना टपका तो फिर लहू
ओके।
क्या है। तो दैट मीन्स कि पैशन जो है
यस।
बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है किसी भी चीज़ को करने के लिए। और उनकी लाजवाल अल्फाज से हम ख़त्म करते हैं। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
थैंक यू।